native San Antonio rapper. Been out here doing it for a little minute. You may have heard of him, you may have not.
Came home like he never left. Told me right at home, it ain't nothing left. They been back against mine to the 90. Motherfucker keep bouncing back bigger than a nigga left. Nigga lifting off on the zone, pimping I'm gone. Give me that throne, leaving in the mall with a motherfucker zone. Just another dog ass nigga out of San Antonio. You my nigga.
Yeah.
I kill.
So by the time you hear my voice on this podcast,
Yeah.
my newest album will be in the stores. You know what I'm
Shit,
saying?
it'll be in the streets.
It'll be in the streets.
Hey.
And this was kind of what I sat on for 2 years. Playing with this concept in my own mind of what am I?
Yeah.
As a man, what am I?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm glad we're here now. Go ahead.
You've been to prison. You know what I'm saying?
Me?
No, me.
Oh, yeah, not me.
No, not you. Not yet. God bless.
I'm a good person.
You had to fucking punch that lady in traffic. You probably would have been.
Yo,
You had to get out that motherfucking car.
for the record.
Good decision. Good decision.
I do not assault people.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm a self-defense guy.
I'm different. Some of these motherfuckers deserve to be punched in the fucking face.
Oh, no, I will say that a lot of people deserve to get viciously assaulted.
On a good day, I'll keep driving, hopefully. Hopefully.
That's fair.
I've been to prison, man. I've been violent. I've been loving.
Yeah.
I've been a father.
Yes.
I've been a son.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I've been a good friend.
Yes.
And at some point in your life, you sit down and you wonder, what really am I? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I just a combination of all these things?
Yeah.
And what should my music portray? So this time, I really sat down and put a real effort forward of putting together an album that was everything. You know what I'm saying? Leaving nothing out.
As you should.
As I think that the game is lacking. So at the same time I'm doing all that, I'm going through this journey with myself, I'm looking at the game and I'm like, man, are niggas scared to be themselves?
Yeah.
Are they scared to be the father? As weird as that sounds.
No, you'd be surprised how many people, no, I wouldn't say you, but people in general would be surprised how fearful.
Maybe even me, you know?
Even myself.
Yeah, sometimes this culture that we belong to is toxic as fuck. You
Facts.
feel me?
Yeah.
And what we should be, we're afraid to say that we are. You know what I'm saying? And what we should not be, we gloat about.
Yeah.
And I got problems with that. You know what I'm saying? As I'm getting older, I grew up with rap, and rap with me has been, you can go back and look at all my albums, all my mixtapes, all my verses I've ever done on anybody else's album. You know what I'm saying? And it's been that growth. And it's been that kid, that lost ass kid that wants to say, bro, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without ever saying, I never want to kill nobody. You know
I don't think
what I'm
that's
saying?
ever anybody's intention unless you're like a sick fuck.
Well, there's some sick fucks out there.
Of
And there's
course.
what we call psychopaths that don't have any empathy for what they've done.
No regard, no nothing.
Right.
No.
But there's also a lot of people that are just in an environment that breeds violence.
Of course.
And either you're going to be violent or you're going to have violence done upon you.
One or the other.
One or the other. You don't have any other choices.
Yeah.
So all of us that made it through those places and got to different spaces in our lives, I feel like we owe it to the people that are still there to tell them, man, you could get through this.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be violent towards your own people.
At all.
Because the craziest thing about black and brown people is the only people we could touch is people that look like us. So you saying I'm a gangster, you saying I'm a hard nigga, you saying I'm willing to do this, nigga, I'll kill you, whatever. You talking about your own people.
Yeah.
And it sometimes it fucks me up that same nigga probably wouldn't do that to the real people that's hurting them. You know what I'm saying? The people that are making laws that say that you can't do this, that, and the third. These people that got this pipeline that locks you in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the same crimes that maybe their kids do. But they're not gonna go when you're gonna go.
Yeah.
And then once you in that system, I tell people a lot of times, man, I was 36 years old. I got in the system when I was about 16. First time I ever got arrested for something that was enough of a crime that will put me on probation or something like that.
Yeah.
And I stayed in that system till I was 36, 37 years old. And it takes a lot of money to get out of that system. It takes a lot of time to get out of that system. And then your good time needs to be like tenfold of your bad time.
Yeah.
So you might have robbed somebody, shot somebody, beat up somebody. Most likely is probably fighting. You know what I'm saying? That gets you in that.
Physical shit.
Yeah, that gets you in there. But once you're in there, you're going to have to be clean 10 times as long to get out of that shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You might get pulled over and they're gonna look at you based off of what you've done in your past. Whether it be 1 or 2 transgressions, you're gonna have to deal with that for 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell my boys this. You know what I'm saying? You fuck around and go down to that county and then you don't have the money at 18, 19, 20 years old to pay for a decent lawyer to get that case up off your back.
Of course.
So now you're going to go sit in the county. You know what I'm saying? Now you're stuck in the system. When you get out, they're going to expect you to pay restitution.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go down there and you're going to have to go check in with them people for at least 6-7 months. They want to monitor you. Now in that 6-7 months, you're 19, 20 years old. You're going to smoke weed.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to go do what kids do.
Do young people shit.
And you're going to be stuck in that cycle. So me explaining that to my kids because I love them makes me wonder, do I love the niggas that listen to my music? Why wouldn't I say this in my music, bro? If I could touch a nigga to say, bro, break out of it early, man, because once you in there, you're going to be in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once they grab you, they're going to hold you for as long as they can hold you. And I started tussling with that. And then I came up with this album. So I'm real fucking proud of this album. And I don't think this album is going to be Beat King in the club, shaking ass, that type of thing.
No, but
I hope it's good.
It's in a, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But I will say, because I guess the best way to say it is honored to be able to, be able to check out the album, replay the album over and over and over again, and to be able to enjoy it before it actually releases.
Yeah.
And I will say that that's been an honor for me, just to have like individuals like yourself, at phone call distance, text message distance, where we can speak about these things and share like projects and like, unreleased content that we do, and to be able to check it out and to know your history, your back catalog, and be like, yo, the growth, the evolution, the shit, even just the quality of work, the engineering, all that.
We talked about that.
All that shit as a whole. Yeah, I spoke to you about it, and a lot of people would listen to a song and just say, "Oh man, that sounds dope. Oh, it's cool."
Right.
And that's the extent of your feedback. Not knowing that, like, yo, your 2 seconds of feedback doesn't equal to what I can make into minutes, maybe an hour of feedback.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I listen to your penmanship. Mm-hmm. I listen to the instrumental use. What instrumentals did he do? Mm-hmm. How hard is this beat hitting in the car? Mm-hmm. Like the bass, strategy, the follow-up record to, like, what comes next? Like, does it fall in line? What's the flow like?
Yeah.
So a lot of these things I pay attention to, and there's a reason why, in my opinion, I'm like, this is one of my favorite artists of all time, aside from all that bias shit. Somebody I know personally, respect personally, right, who I've learned from. And this is basically flowers right now.
I appreciate it.
But, I don't think that I've met anybody as unique from an IQ.
See, that's the best compliment.
And you know what? Like, I've had an appreciation. Like, I could always hear somebody's album and be like, I don't like this. I don't like that. You're always been open to any type of criticism.
Oh, yeah.
And, I didn't really have much criticism here, I think, at all, actually. Yeah. The only thing I remember telling you on a phone call was, I didn't know where the first song was going until the first song started going. And then once it started going, I was like, oh, we in here. And you know what? Like, you haven't been a letdown. People who haven't heard you before, I hope they tune in and tap into the catalog, because you're a different breed. You're a different breed of artists. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to witness what you have done, not only that, but to share a stage with you, not me rapping, but to share a stage with you.
No, we didn't share some stages.
We didn't share some stages. I hadn't been on there before.
Yeah, man. And that live performance. I was with Nathaniel. I was with Nate yesterday.
Oh, shout out to Nate.
Yeah, Nate's playing live sets, my drummer. Yeah. For those that don't know, Nate is like, so all of this with the way I do it, the way I do music, is very personal and it's very family oriented. My DJ, my drummer, the live sets that we do, the podcasting, that has grown to be part of what we do. And
It's so crazy how that's happened.
well, the fact that I like this podcast in this format because we get a chance to talk. It's like you said about actors. We get the chance to talk about to sit down and talk with Intriago
Of course.
and Little Yoda,
Yes.
and Kevin McGee, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. These artists. Now I'm gonna say something. Guys won't say this because you know we it's the ego. But
Everybody got to keep a hard persona.
yeah, well, I guess. I mean, that's part of our culture. That's part of the hip hop culture, man. But you don't have to. And, you know, I love artists I love probably all the hard artists that you, like, people say they love. I probably love the vast majority of them, but people like Chance the Rapper and people like Donald Glover.
Oh, yeah.
They taught me so much, like, about not needing that to scare your listener. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can reach your listener.
Yeah,
and
different
sometimes
ways.
you should reach your listener. You know what I'm saying? So when we put these records out, when every artist puts these records out, we're nervous.
Of
You know?
course.
It's like dropping your kids off. First day, it's like
First
dropping,
day of school.
Yeah, first
Yeah,
day
yeah.
of school, like the very first day of school in
Yeah.
pre-K. You know, are these people gonna take care of my kids? You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna hear are they gonna see in my kids what I see in my kids? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Are they gonna appreciate it like I do? And that's always the nervousness that every rapper has.
Of course.
But now I got this huge ass conduit through this podcast, through New Illuminati, through all the connections I've made where I do get the feedback. You know, I had a long ass talk with Polo. You know Polo called me.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So
Shout out to Polo.
yeah, shout out to Polo, shout out to Nas, shout out to you, shout out to J-Boy,
Yeah.
shout out to all the people and Intriago, shout out to all the people that I can talk about this music on this personal level with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the type of music that we doing is never gonna be, you know, I kind of had a heartbreaking conversation with Intriago about, because like what we do will probably never be accepted like on this huge mainstream, you know, especially with the goofy place that music has gone to today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be that because we won't fold. We won't fold our convictions. We want to make.
You're not going to settle for what's expected, I guess.
We're not going to settle for a spin. Now, you best believe I could put together a booty song that's going to get some spins, bro.
But that's not
I've been
what
writing music all my life.
But you got to do what you want to do.
But you see
what
where
you feel.
Yeah, well, you see where we're at now. You know, and plus I passed that age with rap where I had those thoughts like I'm gonna be Jay-Z. Now I know I'm just gonna write poignant music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm free in a way
Yeah.
that I could do the things I want to do, try the things I want to try. I fucking felt beautiful that I had a song by my mom and my grandmama on this joint. I had some songs touching some subjects that are kind of political minded. You know what I'm saying? Then I got the street politics
Of course.
that bother me. You know what I'm saying? These are things that I survived, so they bother me. So I want to be able to talk about those things and still be dope at the same time.